You said the other way around.
I mean, maybe I did. Maybe I misspoke. But we're aligned. So early on in the series, teams tend to want first pick.
Yes.
And then later on, they tend to say, oh, we'll take 2 power picks rather than...
Yes.
As we get into this draft, powered by Omen and HyperX, you see it is Gen.G, I believe, on the blue side. That is what we were told. But it may be that I have been misinformed. We've already made mistakes around what's happening in this draft anyway. So Rise and Rumble bound away alongside the Bard, Karma, Varus, and Annie taken away by Gen.G.
Yeah, so something to note is that Pantheon, open and available, which I assume is just going to be first picked in this situation.
I would assume so too.
Pantheon's so strong. A lot of picks that he syncs up nicely with, like the Taliyah still open and available. I just think this pick is not only the strong elite pressure, but the global pressure, and then actually strong in the later stages. But Gen.G actually say no. We'd rather take the Neeko, which they did ban in the last draft.
Okay, so the draft isn't wrong. It's just I'm so used to blue side being left side of the screen, and that's not what we're doing here. We're doing where the team is on the stage is where their picks are. So
Right.
Gen.G are blue side and did have first pick, but are on the right side of your screen.
I get you.
Yeah?
I understand now.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being confused. So yes, Gen.G banning away the Karma, the Varus, and the Annie, going to pick up the Neeko as their first pick. Rise, Rumble, and Bard taken away by LYON, and they will pick up Nami, and we'll see what they'll go with alongside that.
I assume it's like Nami, Pantheon, then you save your third pick, which, I mean, you could go Lucian, Nami, but hasn't been the highest prio sort of pairing. I mean, Corki, Nami has really been good, but Corki's already been taken away. I would be very concerned about giving Neeko Pantheon over. But it looks like they might just do that. They're going instead for the Wukong. You know, Wukong a decent pick, a lot of team fighting power. And a pick we've seen obviously played extensively in the meta. But I think Canyon will just actually end up going for the Nocturne instead. So surprising to see. Kind of had this in game 1 where the Vi was overlooked and now the Pantheon being overlooked. But Nocturne Neeko is such a scary combo to play into. Like lights out. You don't know if you're dealing with like a minion or a clone or whatever.
And also, if the Wukong does go in and you pop the Paranoia, then the rest of the team can't see where the Wukong is. Instead, the Pantheon will be locked in.
Okay, I mean,
That's why we don't talk about hovers that much, you know?
Yeah, but I think they were kind of toying with the idea because it is a strong combo, but Pantheon is just broken.
Yeah. Aegis Assault does so much work. Caitlyn as well, perhaps for Ruler, to get that push in the bot side.
And I think if you were considering going Lucian Nami, this is going to give you some concern if you're playing into Kate Neeko.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, not going to be a fun time in the lane in the 2v2. The sustain for the Nami helps alleviate a little bit, but you are going to be pushed in and have a lot of pressure come into you. But they're still going to commit to it, still going to go for that Lucian.
I will say there's a point in a series like this where sometimes you do just have to pick comfort. You just have to say, this is our game plan going into this game. We know Gen.G can do this. We know they can match us with more range, more pressure in these positions, but we trust ourselves with this team composition. Let's just do it. And it feels a little bit perhaps like that's what LYON's gone for here. Said, we want Wukong, Lucian, Nami. We know Gen.G could do these things. We're just going to go.
Yeah, does feel a little bit uncomfortable so far with what they're playing into. Caitlyn didn't get any direct buffs for like the Hex Optic, so strong. Great item for her. And now looking at some of the bans coming through, TF, I think, a great ban. You've already got enough point-and-click CC to set up like the Caitlyn. A pick Chovy's had a lot of success on.
Saw Chovy use it on day 2 as well against JDG.
Yeah,
right?
and even after
Destiny's got Starfall combo is
even
so
after
nice.
getting solo killed, still just didn't matter.
Yeah, and now we'll see where Gen.G decides to go with their bans. I'll get rid of Akali away from Saint, who did have a really solid mid-game in game 2. After struggling a little bit in game 1. We have been informed if we want this to be the fastest best of 5 ever, Gen.G need to win in sub 1922, is what it says on the screen in front of me. Going to be faster than the JDG series earlier on. It's 26:07.
Okay. Faster than JDG, 26:07, very doable. Fastest time ever, 19:22, that's tough.
Yeah, that is going to be a tight one.
Before Byron even spawns, Victor ban comes through. Just from the control mages left available. Taliyah's still there. I know Taliyah did get toned down a little bit, but Taliyah into the short-range Lucian, into the Wukong, with the Pantheon, I think feels really good. And it has that double global mid-jungle pressure that you can have for Gen.G. Taking away the Scion as well, one of those bulkier tanks that can be a bit harder to cut through. I think it could be something we see come out.
Wouldn't mind the Taliyah at all. LYON have first pick of the second phase. Likely going to look towards a mid laner of their own, LeBlanc. The current hover seen this a couple of times over first stand. Hasn't always had the most impact. It's not something we see too often from Saint either. He has played it here at first stand and then played it once, I believe, in the LCS as well.
Yeah, obviously something that's difficult to deal with if it's playing on the flank angles.
The flangles.
And also, if you are into the Pantheon, I think there's a lot of mid laners where if you're in a Pantheon, it's so easy to just have that gank set up. Not the easiest to gank a LeBlanc.
Yeah,
and Gen.G toying with the idea for a Jayce for Kiin.
I mean, you'd assume it's for Kiin, right?
Yeah.
Like, mid lane Jayce does still exist. It's just quite rare.
I haven't been super convinced by Jayce so far. I mean, he got a lot of nerfs when he was in the jungle and he was super dominant, but like his shock blast damage is down. They gave a bit more damage to like his melee form. He is into a pretty short range composition, but there are ways of closing it down.
There's so much poke though from Gen.G. If they lock in this Mel as well, you're just never going to get close to them.
Yeah, this is very much we get control of the game, we stand our ground, and it's so hard to deal with this. And you think, okay, if Saint wants to pressure Chovy, it's going to often start with a chain. Well, it's going to get reflected more often than not. Now, seeing what's going to come through in the top lane for Dhokla, a player who we've talked about often being left to last pick for LYON, often going for those counter picks, this kind of just feels like a pick to be stable in the lane, maybe set up, but actually
go on, Dokes.
For the Irelia.
Yes, big Dokes, come on.
So this is something he did play domestically. I believe it was against Team Liquid. He had a series where he played this and got MVP. Playing into the Jayce, especially if you get some gank set up, you can really punish. So, Dhokla had a rough game last time. Kiin was obviously the main character of that game too, but this is a chance for Dhokla to get some redemption.
But you do need to get some of that early pressure. Otherwise, if you start to fall behind the Jayce, it's ranged into melee. He can just harass you. If you jump on top of him, he knocks you back. It can be really tricky for the Irelia to get in a position where she can actually trade effectively with the Jayce.
I'm going to be real. Into Gen.G's composition, and with a Lucian, a LeBlanc, and an Irelia, if you fall behind in general...
This is we need to win laning phase.
Yeah,
we need to get ahead. Irelia, a great pick here. Something we do not commonly see on the international stage, and often the reason we don't see it is because if you fall behind, you begin to really struggle, and CC is not your friend as Irelia. If you jump in, you get crowd controlled, you don't really have many ways to escape.
I will say it makes that top jungle 2v2 really strong. Both the Wukong and the Irelia, the factor into a AD jungle top, Aurelia's W reduces so much physical damage and Wukong get that free armor.
Yeah.
So I think if Canyon wants to show up top, I mean, you'd love to gank an Irelia, but you have to be a little bit concerned that you overstep, pump all your damage into her W, and then get it turned around onto you.
Into the Defiant Dance. It's always a risk as we go into Game 3 of this best of 5. And we'll see Gen.G. Oh. Okay, for a second I thought perhaps we'd have a lane swap coming out. Chovy did head up towards top to match into the Irelia, but I think he's just placing a ward down there and giving a little bit more vision for Kiin. This is something you love to do when you have a range into melee matchup, is get as many wards in the bushes as possible, because then Dhokla can't just walk up, hit a minion, walk back into the bush and avoid your auto attacks.
Yeah. So I think we've seen that a decent amount last year.
Yeah, last
where
Worlds.
People would walk in and get the ward level 1 early. A little bit of favor there from Chovy to the top laner. And obviously Kiin still has his ward for later to make use of.
At the moment, just standard lanes. Both the junglers starting on the top side of the map. Nothing too inventive at the level 1. I was taking a bit of a chunk. Saint going in with the distortion and good damage out of the Radiant Volley there from Chovy. Already procs the passive onto Saint.
Yeah, they buffed Mel's damage a decent amount as well, so pretty threatening. But live now, the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle. Purchasing unlocks the Prestige, Requiem, Sona skin, and Chroma. So you can get your hands on that.
You can. Bunch of other stuff in that Battle Pass as well, as we saw the chains or something. I think Sigil of Malice getting reflected on Saint as Ruler trades into Isles. Man, this is the risk.
If that trap didn't, if it was a little bit earlier, scary stuff.
It really was. So that's the risk as well of playing something like the Lucian Nami into Caitlyn and Neeko. Early trades from the Gen.G bot lane. Heals exchanged, and Kiin now trying to chip away at Dhokla's HP as well with that shock blast.
Yeah, Berserker also going the cleanse, which, makes sense in terms of evading like the CC that leads to the trap. But sometimes even when like cleanse is high value, we see AD carries go barrier, because if you don't have barrier, it really becomes hard to go for those heavy trades. Ruler and Duro have already committed their combat sums just to try and get an advantage. In fairness, Berserker and Isles aren't really that far behind in health, but you can already see the pressure coming out.
Getting the push, getting the plates as well. Caitlyn loves to get around the map as much as possible, pick up all of those plates in the early game. Something you used to extol the virtues of Ziggs for as well. Just take as many towers, as many plates as you can in the early game. Dhokla with a flawless duet, lands the stun onto Kiin, but Kiin trades back in with those auto attacks. Blade Surge from Dhokla, picking up those final few minions. Inspired looking to get this Scuttle Crab down in time, and will do so. Secures the bot side Scuttle. Canyon's going to have to walk all his way up to the top side.
The Scared Yuumi is a Canyon classic.
And it is. Inspired is working his way down towards bot here. Headshot onto the trap. Berserker cleanses away. Isles low as well. They know Inspired's in the area. They spot him on the ward. Question is, can they get out? They both have flashes. Inspired with no red buff now. Doesn't have the slow. Oh, he changes into a minion. Gets the tangle bars, but Inspired able to dodge away from it. Forces Duro to flash. Snapchat onto Inspired. Another! Oh, no. He's eating all the cupcakes and almost going down. Berserker dashes in and dies. Will Ruler go for anything more? Decides against it.
Absolute dismantling there from Ruler. The patient, the trap set up for the retreat. And Duro had to flash there because he thought flash Q from Inspired could kill him. But Ruler just had it ready for when Inspired retreats. That was so well played.
And now it's a BF sword into double longsword in favor of Gen.G on that bottom side. Ruler already popping off, held onto his flash as well. Have another look at this. Duro changes into a minion as Inspired goes in.
So he puts his trap down to try and catch Inspired on the dash, and Inspired ends up walking back, and he's trying to path around it, but just walks into a new trap, and then the old trap that was in the brush. Berserker pushes in to try and like relieve some pressure for him, but Ruler has lethal tempo stacked up, and Gen.G coaching staff feeling great.
Oh, that's the risk of trying to dive in here when you've been harassed down like that. Chovy landing the Radiant Volley as well. Oh, Kiin goes in. Flawless duet will get the stun. Dhokla flashing away. Kiin smacks a hammer over him and gets a kill on the top side.
Okay, well, top lane matchup not going currently.
None of the matchups are going well at the moment for LYON.
Jungle's going okay. Well, yeah, jungle's going okay.
I guess that's true, as mid lane is not. It's a golden eclipse as Chovy gets just a solo kill.
It's a 2,000 gold lead.
It is a
at 5 minutes.
This is much more reminiscent of game 1.
Yeah.
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 So let's go back to our fail-safes.
Yeah.
Berserker 0-11 against Gen.G all time. Could make it 1-11, and that's palindromic, which is cool.
Yes.
Also still hasn't taken a tier 2 tower.
No, I thought last game maybe was going to be it, because they had that early pressure, but they didn't manage to secure it. This game, look, even if the game goes out of control, maybe you just send it with the Irelia in a side lane. Because again, it's at no point has Berserker's teams gotten
not just
tier
Berserker,
2. Not him specifically in the matches he's played against Gen.G. So, you know, it's baby steps, right? Focus on the tier 2, because if you don't get a tier 2, you won't get inhibitor tower, you won't get inhibitor, you won't get a nexus, right?
That is true.
It's all stepping stones.
It's that shoot for the moon, if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars sort of idea. And then people not reminding you are in the vacuum of space.
People never mention that.
It's a weird part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Canyon starting up the Drake here with pushing bot and pushing mid. It's a very easy first dragon secure. Saint trying to trade in onto Chovy, will land the chains. Forces Chovy down to half HP, but Chovy continues to trade back in. Looking for that Radiant Volley. Doesn't get connect as much as he'd like. Does not have the Golden Eclipse.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ult, which is big. And they did boost the damage of that in one of the patches before we came into first stand. So it's a big threat. I feel like Saint's been going for these heavy trades. He's like, oh, you know, we're close in health. And then suddenly, boom.
Yep. It's, the Sunwell just falling onto Saint's face right there. As Gen.G's bottom lane continues to push in. Double rulers here, measuring up to success as Tangle Barbs ace in the hole onto Idols as well, who has to use the heal. Berserker trusting that his support was safe, not dashing in front of the ace in the hole at all. Across comes Chovy. Dhokla, Vanguard's Edge will connect onto Kiin, who trades back in. Flawless duet for the stun, knocked back with a Blade Surge in. Dhokla trying to win this one out, still loses it. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Duro and Ruler continue to force Aux and Berserker low.
You know, I was ready to get hyped. I was like, he's landing the skills, he's connecting the abilities. I think a bit of an item disparity at that point, thanks to earlier kill.
Oh, inspired. Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Like the triple thumbs up. Yeah.
It's just what like you feel for all of LYON in the situation because you're so far behind, but Inspired in particular, because every lane is losing, and whenever you're able to get there, it's like, well, I can't do anything.
He's
now.
also he's playing Wukong, not the most. I mean, he's level 6 now.
Yeah.
You know, the ult connects, the stun connects. But he just doesn't have the damage. And then Canyon even is there just in case. I mean, he had to finish the fight quickly.
It's true.
But Kiin just finished the fight quickly, so.
And he did. Plated steel caps now completed for Kiin as well. Dhokla sitting on a Vamp Scepter, a dagger, pair of leather boots, and a bit of cloth.
Yeah, that means
cloth doesn't help against Hextake that much. This minion, sneaky. Dhokla going in again. Oh, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Doesn't matter! Dhokla caught up with the Tangle Barbs, and Kiin will assist to Duro's first kill of the game.
I don't think Kiin so much needed the help, but he got it.
Duro wanted the kill, which is what happened there.
He just came up and was like, oh, no solo kill for you, Kiin.
We'll give Kiin time on the tower up in that top lane. Drake up in 2.5 minutes, so still a while for Gen.G to continue in this lane state. Kiin will clear out the wave, and Dhokla should... he's going to lose all those minions, but should be able to get the next one with his Blade Surge. Has a recurve bow now, so he's, you know, a scepter, a bow, a sword, maybe enough to take down Jayce. Probably not.
Seeming unlikely. Well, I do have some good news.
Yes.
I'll hold that thought.
Okay, Solus now on Saint. Dodges away. Golden Eclipse, though. Oh, accelerated shot, but it's not going to land from Kiin. And Chovy holds on to the ultimate for now.
I think if Kiin got one auto there,
I think
it would have been enough. But the good news is, so game 1 was obviously very one-sided, and Gen.G got a Hextech Soul. Dragon 2 is Hextech, so there won't be a Hextech Soul from this game.
And that is... You are scraping, not just, you've gone through the barrel into the crust of the earth with how low you're scraping the barrel on that. Yes, it is true that Gen.G will not get a Hextech Soul in this game. However, I've got it, we've got the curse.
Yep.
Gen.G on track for a perfect game.
Oh, that worked last time.
Gen.G on track for a perfect game right now.
Especially because they got the 3 grubs, and as you established, even a single grub ruins a perfect game.
In my mind, I'm not going to dictate that I am the grand arbiter of what makes a perfect game. But to me, anything on the scoreboard, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, now we'll see if right around the Scuttlecraft. Inspired looking for Canyon. It was here as well. It was here that it happened. They go in with the Cyclone onto Chovy, and there's the second Cyclone knockup. Tries to get the rebuttal down. Chovy falling low, and Chovy will go down. Canyon now trying to retreat his Kiin. Flashes forward onto Isles. Look at the damage onto Berserker and Isles. Gen.G will clean up the fight, and ace in the hole. Puts Berserker 6 feet under. Saint trying to flash away. Duro flashing in with the Tangle Barbs. And pop goes Saint, but LYON got a kill.
I mean, it worked, right?
Yeah.
The second you mentioned the perfect game, once again, LYON managed to get a kill, but last time, I think the general fight, when they broke the perfect game, much better. This one, unfortunately, Kiin was present and very fed, and is once again extremely fed. So we see this fight starting off, they go for an engage onto Chovy, and the Mel's are mobile, right? You have the reflect, but it doesn't do too much against a Wukong. But the TP that comes in from Kiin that can't be matched, he just jumps onto the bot lane. The damage is absurd, and it looks like he's like, I'll go for Berserker. Who's like, no, I have that one. You chase down the LeBlanc. Duro even flashing over to help secure it.
Picking up the kill again.
Once again, taking a kill.
Meanwhile on the bot side, Berserker going in to pop Blossom in time from Duro to save Ruler, though. Who has that Storm Razor completed. Now a 5,500 gold lead for Gen.G, 12 minutes in. Reminder, the time cutoff Gen.G need to make this the fastest best of 5 ever is 19:22.
Yeah.
Would be, they'd have to continue to accelerate at quite a rapid pace to do that.
Yeah, they really would. I mean, okay, LYON don't have a ton of wave clear in their composition, but that'd be pre-Baron, you know?
Yeah, no tier 1s down yet. This is the first tower to fall in the game.
Yeah, it'd be... A lot of things would have to develop from here. I feel like LYON would kind of have to throw themselves at Gen.G repeatedly.
But I also feel like LYON just waiting out the game doesn't really get them anything. Like, if Gen.G get to second items, LYON like, okay, we'll delay and try and get our second items. I think at that point, Gen.G just still win all the fights. So maybe there is an argument that LYON should just throw themselves in there. Triforce, Collector, Imperial Mandate. Maybe that's enough to just like chuck your bodies at Gen.G and try and find some kills.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just send it early. Oh, I don't think you win that. I mean, he still doesn't have a complete item. We do have Berserker go on the Collector first. I haven't seen Collector first Lucian. I've seen like a variation of Lucian builds because there was like Essence Reaver was popular for a bit, and then we had people go on like Storm Razor with like more the energized thing, but I haven't seen Collector first.
AD carry builds just kind of exist in this ethereal zone that I try not to focus too much on, I'll be honest. There's Berserker here on his lonesome. Chovy and Canyon will collapse onto him, and he is collected by Canyon. That
being said, maybe the thought process, you know when people are really behind and they buy Medjais, right? And it's like, well, if we're going to win, I need to get stacks. Like that's the, maybe it's like, okay, if we're going to win, I just need to collect everyone and get the extra gold. Right? Maybe that's the thought process in this situation.
I like the logic.
Dhokla has Knight now.
He's waiting. Yeah, Dhokla does have a Blade of the Ruin King, but Duro's on his way across to make this very quickly. A 2v1, the flash away from Dhokla, not far enough from Kiin's clutches, who is now 4-0 on this Jayce.
It just feels unfair because I'm pretty sure Kiin would still win the 1v1, but Duro's just there to just really make it impossible for Dhokla in this situation. Chovy could be in trouble. No, he's a bit too fast.
Able to get out with the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. Second tower of the game secured for Gen.G. Ruler's going to look to make it 3, but doesn't want to overstep with one of his team around. The Cullen coming out from Berserker, takes a headshot, but finds the kill. Collected! Berserker gets his second of the game.
There you go, got that extra money. Big shutdown as well, so... You know what, maybe the Collector paying off there. A lot of ult damage afforded to it.
This big shutdown is like, oh. Yeah, have you seen that basketball meme? Where it's like, oh, he lands an incredible 3-pointer to cut the lead to 40. It's like, huge shutdown to cut the lead to 7,000 gold for Gen.G.
Yeah, you know, just maybe like 10 more of those.
Yeah. Corn-based gold grind going very much in favor of Chovy in the mid lane. Not the largest lead on the team either, as Inspired is rooted up here. You know, fight over the Raptors.
Chovy is a gold grinder. I think we can definitely put that title to him.
That's very true. So,
you know what is rough is that Berserker did just finish his quest, but Saint still hasn't finished his quest or an item. At 15 minutes at this point.
Oh, no, he's got Ludens now.
Okay, he's now finished his item. Oh, his quest just came through as well. Okay. You know what? You mention it, and it happens.
I won the lottery. Maybe our caster powers don't extend that far.
Game win for LYON.
Okay.
Okay, that's unreasonable. Maybe the lottery is a little bit.
What color do you want your dragon? I mean, there are still some very slight windows for LYON. If they can manage to find a couple more picks, they can get back into the game. Saint looking for Chovy, rebuttal out from Chovy. Canyon here to cover his mid laner. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Ruler and Duro continue to push in for these plays, but Dhokla coming in from the flank. Tidal wave will connect onto Ruler. There's the Pop Blossom to try and keep Inspired at bay, but Ruler's gonna fall. Berserker takes the kill. Duro has to flash away. We said there were windows, and LYON defenestrate the Gen.G bot lane.
Collected again, you know, getting that extra gold coming in. Slowly whittling away at that gold lead.
Flash forward from Canyon. Berserker's dead. Isles will follow him to the grave. 2 for Chovy. Yeah.
You know, it was looking good until it wasn't.
That's every Gen.G game for the opposition, man.
No, like, not really, because some games don't look good at all.
Yeah, but like any small win, any small thing you find, it's like, oh, Gen.G, okay, well, let's just take 2,000 gold back for that. Thank you very much.
Well, this is a rough one.
It's a roughy toughy, as you would say.
I do say that. I've been known to.
Duro trying to get away from Inspired, who flashes forward, using the smite there as well. TP's coming in. Inspired with the Nimbus strike. He brings down the staff at the end. But here come Ruler and Kiin for the follow-up. Inspired down, Saint TP's in, and immediately he's half HP. Ace in the hole won't follow from Ruler.
Yeah, I think the clone actually helping out a good amount there, having that safety. Oh, Berserker.
Oh, just culling onto Ruler straight away. Accelerated shot plus dodge. Kiin falling low, has 700 gold on his head as well. If Berserker can take him, and he finds it. Huge shutdown. Saint does die to Ruler, who used that ace in the hole. Chovy on his way across now. Berserker dashes forward into the snap trap and doesn't quite kill off the Kate, but he will die for it. Ruler takes his head. And now Duro's on the chase for Isles, who's running up through this blue side jungle.
Yeah, Dhokla's nearby, but he's just like, nah, buddy, you're on your own.
I'm good, fam. Oh.
Oh no, Dhokla's in trouble too!
Dhokla is in trouble as the Grand Starfall comes down. Dhokla dead. And Isles blast coned away by Duro. And with a blooming burst landing, no escape in terms of executions.
You might be wondering how I got in this situation.
She's like a fish out of water.
Yeah, a little bit, Trying to make it to the river, I think, would be a start. There's, going for the recall in the Wolves. They might have given up.
Isles?
Oh,
no, Duro spotted it with the Scry's Bloom, no!
Oh, Ruler's there for the kill.
Oh, Isles. Unlucky. Ruler. Oh, Duro, take it, Duro. Take it, Duro.
He's well trained.
He's 3-1 and 3, right? He took 2 kills from Kiin.
No, he's well trained by Ruler, right?
Okay.
No such agreement is there with Kiin. The only time I feel like Duro really sort of breaks that agreement with Ruler is when he's going for a penta.
I mean, that's valid.
Yeah.
If Duro's ever going for a penta, I think as a support, you have to keep going for it. As Inspired trying to get in from the side here, but the tower will go over to Gen.G. 10,000 gold, now their lead.
Honestly, I think that's the funniest thing, is someone has a quadra and you get a kill, and you're like, dude, you stole 4 kills
yeah,
for my
why'd you
penta?
steal my penta, dude? 3 Drakes as well for Gen.G, who are absolutely running this game. We joke around about it, but this has been incredibly one-sided from the LCK #1 seeds. It's a reason that they continue to go on these long undefeated streaks.
But Inspired is taking Gromp on the other side of the map, so, you know, little advantage.
On Gromp, it's a good play.
Yeah.
Saint dives in, and Dhokla does the same, and is taken down to half HP immediately. Kiin the target, though. Vanguard's edge in. Kiin will take 1. Berserker, though, will answer with a kill of his own. 1-for-1 exchange in that bottom lane.
Collective value. Think of all the extra gold he's gotten.
I mean, he's almost the closest in terms of gold with his enemy number, and he's still 1.2k behind.
Yeah, with 5 kills, 5 kills, and he's still that far behind.
It's just what Gen.G do so well. Canyon flanked here, Saint going in as well. So we look for Berserker, and you can see Canyon can't escape with the Grand Starfall. He'll go down. Saint trading in with Chovy. Golden Eclipse not enough. Ruler looking to see if he can join this party as well. As Inspired looking for the smite there. Tidal Wave coming out. Not in range. Kiin. Well, it's not Kiin, it's Duro. And he's only low because he's embodying Kiin at the moment.
Yeah, but a couple of kills picked up. You know, just keep at it. Just keep working at it. Infernal Soul in 3 minutes. If you can get a good 20 kills before that point, maybe you'll close the goal gap a little bit.
Maybe. But I'm also, like, I will say, that whole sequence there from Gen.G, very odd. Like,
I think they're getting a little bit overconfident.
I think so too, right?
Yeah.
Like, Kiin up here pressing by himself. The rest of Gen.G walk away. Kiin obviously is just going to get caught here.
Yeah, you are a Jayce. And also, you get 229 gold for killing Dhokla. Almost twice as much afforded over to Berserker there.
Yeah, Berserker only 150 gold behind now. He's actually on this Lucian.
He actually has damage.
He's in a strong position. LYON are doing a good enough job of stemming as much of the bleeding as possible. The issue is there's a Baron up and there's 2.5 minutes before an Infernal Soul. And you do need to try and play around that. And also, you're still really going to struggle to deal with Kiin if it's a 1v1 on the side. Yeah,
also Infernal Soul with this composition that has so much poke and burst. You know what, I respect that Berserker.
It's the second time he's done it. He walks away from it. There's the Baron begun by Gen.G. They've chunked out Isles. Saint does have teleport. Could come across and join the party. The Baron probably down to about 6,000 at the moment.
I think the traps are a hint.
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, the fact that everyone is there as well is kind of
also an indication.
Duro looking for the flank here, up towards that top bush. Inspired trying to get in, flashes forward with the Cyclone. Duro kept at bay. Cannon jumping away. Inspired on Ruler with the Cyclone. Won't have enough damage. Ruler takes him. Chovy pops the Golden Eclipse. Duro there in time with the Pop Blossom, but Berserker finds another kill. Kiin now joining the fray as Berserker hit with an accelerated shot blast is taken down. Dhokla follows suit, and Gen.G will clean up the fight 4-for-1.
I was so focused. Oh,
5 for 1. Oh, good Aqua Prism. Canyon gets the slow. IO's man, you escaped these guys before, and this time he manages to do it again.
Yep, gets away. The one survivor to tell the tale. But a little bit dire for the rest of LYON there. I was pretty focused on the sort of top side of the fight. Inspired trying to get onto the back line. Berserker getting the kill, not being able to get away. I'm interested what happened to the rest of LYON. Saint went in on Canyon off to the side. And just got jumped on and killed. Okay, yeah. And yeah, fight happening over here. We do see Berserker getting a kill, but killed by a shot blast, and then Dhokla just ends up, unfortunately, surrounded by almost all of Gen.G.
Understandable reaction, I think.
Yeah.
So now...
Well, I do have some news.
Oh, yeah?
We have long eclipsed fastest time ever in a best of 5. It's way past it.
Yeah,
so.
we're 4 minutes past that threshold. Gen.G could get the fastest first stand best of 5 this year, which they currently hold against JDG. If they win this in less than 26:07, they then surpass that as Dhokla dies again.
Wow.
Tarula and Gen.G are pushing in. I think LYON thought that Gen.G was setting up for the Drake, and so they were playing through mid, but Gen.G just very happy to play through the bot side, get the inhibitor. They're going to try and mark Inspired Canyon on his way to see if he can spot out the Wukong as Gen.G have another wave coming in. LYON with 3 will try and defend. Inspired does have that flank position. Has the Cyclone, no flash though. Berserker half HP from a headshot! Did not expect that amount of damage as Saint dashes forward. Berserker uses the Carlin flash forward from Kiin, acing the whole block by Isles. Inspired still looking to see if he can get him behind them here, but no way in with Duro.
What's that cannon minion doing?
It's the scariest damn minion I've ever seen. Gen.G won't be able to take down the Nexus towers yet. They'll walk through mid, TP behind by Dhokla now. Yeah. As Inspired continues to look for that flank position. Gen.G retreating Inspired. Pop Blossom on Inspired, still hits the Cyclone. Vanguard's Edge coming in as well as they dance around it. Inspired low, Canyon able to get away. Ruler falling low as well, but he somehow survives. Through all the damage, and the turnaround from Gen.G now begins to advance. Saint dashing in, only to his death, as Gen.G will look to round this one out as the quickest series here at first stand.
LYON bot lane, not really much they can do in this situation.
And no real defense for them as well. Gonna have to retreat to the fountain, but their Nexus towers are being razed to the ground, and Kiin lands a shock blast, and Berserker does manage to pick one up in response. In the end, Gen.G will dive for the fountain. Berserker, no escape. 0-12 for him versus Gen.G now, as the champions-elect continue their walk towards the finals.
Just crushing their opponents. Still yet to drop a series. Still only 2 games dropped